Tom Sawyer was not enjoying his Saturday morning. Aunt Polly had ordered him to whitewash the lawn fence, while all the other boys were free to run, swim, and have fun. As Tom imagined their exciting adventures, his sadness grew stronger. He looked at the few treasures in his pocket, bits of toys, marbles, and other little objects, but they were not valuable enough to buy even half an hour of freedom. The thought of working alone in the hot sun seemed almost unbearable. Tom nearly gave up hope, but then a brilliant idea suddenly came to him. Instead of trying to escape from the fence, he would change the way the boys saw it. He picked up his brush and started painting quietly, carefully, and confidently. Tom understood that if the fence looked like a special challenge rather than a boring punishment, the other boys might become curious. He did not complain or show how unhappy he had been. He decided to make the difficult job appear valuable. Before long, Ben Rogers appeared in the street. He was eating a red apple and pretending to be the captain of a magnificent steamboat called the Big Missouri. Ben moved with great importance, imagined himself giving orders, and made sounds like bells and engines. When he saw Tom painting, he laughed and reminded him that he had to work while everyone else could play. Tom continued to paint without looking jealous or upset. His calm behavior made Ben wonder why Tom did not seem embarrassed by the chore. Ben told Tom that he was going swimming and suggested that Tom wished he could come. Tom acted as if swimming were not especially important. When Ben teased him about working, Tom asked, "What do you call work?" The question made Ben look at the fence differently. Tom explained that whitewashing was not an ordinary job for every boy. He made it sound like an interesting activity that a person might actually enjoy. The brush kept moving, and Tom carefully hid his true plan behind a confident expression. Tom then made the fence seem even more difficult and important. He said that Aunt Polly was very particular about the way it had to be painted and that only a highly skilled one could do it correctly. He pretended to study each part of the fence like an artist. He added a little paint, stepped back to inspect the result, and then continued with great care. Then stopped eating his apple and watched every brush stroke. The more Tom acted as if the task were a rare privilege, the more Ben wanted to experience it. At last, Ben could no longer resist. He asked Tom to let him whitewash a little. Tom pretended to consider the request, but then acted worried that Ben might not be careful enough. He even suggested that Aunt Polly might be angry if the fence were damaged. Ben insisted that he could do the job properly and offered the core of his apple in exchange for a turn. Tom finally handed over the brush with reluctance on his face, although he was delighted inside. Ben began painting while Tom sat nearby and enjoyed the apple. Other boys soon arrived. At first, they came to make fun of Tom, but they quickly became interested in the fence. They watched Ben painting and discovered that Tom had made the chore look exciting. One boy wanted a turn, then another, and soon the street was full of boys waiting for their chance. Tom did not give the brush away for free. Each boy had to trade something: a marble, a toe, a kite, a firecracker, or another treasure object. Tom sat in the shade, ate his food, and acted as if he were the owner of a very valuable opportunity. As the afternoon continued, the boys kept exchanging their treasures for turns at the fence. Tom received marbles, a kite, a piece of a jew's harp, bottle glass, a spool cannon, a key, chalk, a tin soldier, tadpoles, firecrackers, a one-eyed kitten, a doorknob, a dog collar without a dog, knife handles, orange peel, and even an old window sash. By the middle of the afternoon, Tom had become rich in the strange treasures that boys valued. The fence had received 3 coats of whitewash, and Tom had spent the day resting and enjoying company instead of doing the work himself. Tom walked away to report his success and thought about what had happened. He realized that people often desire something precisely because it is difficult or forbidden to obtain. The boys had not wanted to paint the fence when they believed it was work, but they wanted it as soon as Tom made it seem like a special privilege. Tom had discovered a humorous rule: work is what a person is required to do, while play is what a person chooses to do. His clever plan had transformed an unpleasant chore into a victory, and he finished the day wealthy, rested, and proud.